Good morning. It's been a while. Let me tell you what I've been doing. Manifesting my gifts. And through God and Jesus Christ, I have been able to manifest a new home. And I wanted to share that with you in this trip. I haven't been on here much because I'm in the process of moving right now. So with that being said, it's kind of been hard for me to get on here. But I've been eager to talk to you guys about this because even through my spiritual travels and growth in life, I've never really manifested anything big. And I guess I could say that I never really had manifested anything to this extreme because I had the wrong mindset. And so I just want to tell you that I'm not gifted. Anybody can do this. I'm gifted with seeing spirits and astral traveling and things like that. But this is something that pertains to everyone. And it's all in the mindset. And so I don't know how many times that I had watched videos and I'm thinking, okay, from what I know from the other side is if you think something, you see it. And I do know that for a fact on the lower levels here, what I call purgatory. So if I am astral traveling on purgatory level, if I am scared, my thoughts and emotions will manifest something scary to me, or, I have a lot of tricks played on me at these lower levels. So I've learned that I've had to control my mind and my thoughts and understand, that I'm in good hands when I astral travel because I am a child of God. And that has really protected me in my travels. I've explained before, it's kind of like a acid trip. Although I've never done acid, I've heard stories about it. And, on these lower level realms, which is where Earth is at, it is kind of like that when you pass on. So, in order to rise above purgatory or earthly level, you have to have the mindset that's going to advance you further on in your journey. So that is something that I've known. And so I've always wondered, since we're so closely related to that realm, there has to be a way to manifest things here, even telepathically, thinking, communication-wise, since when we travel as a soul, we communicate with the conscious thought, and there is no spoken word. And so those are things that I know that can be done here, just from experience and traveling. So when I come to you with this stuff, it's not because I've just sat and watched videos because I'm awoke. It's not that. It's because I know from traveling myself that there has to be a way. And the more I started looking into this, the manifestation, I realized that a lot of famous people and a lot of successful people in life know this secret, and it's like they've put it to their life, their daily routines, and they became very successful in whatever they want, they become. And so I guess the thing is for the first year, I started watching videos on manifesting what I want in life, and I noticed that positive thinking is very important. You have to envision it. There was 6 months of that time that I wasn't really seeing results, and I think it's because I was actually putting negative thoughts in my way, or surrounding myself with negative people. Even their energy can disrupt your path. So I want to tell you that I did get a blessing. I've got a very, very wealthy abundance of blessings right now, and I just can't get enough of it. I'm absorbing it and thanking God for it. I'm not one that sits there and thanks the universe. I'm thanking the Creator, and through that I thank Jesus Christ, of course. So, what I wanted for myself and my family is a bigger house. So I'm a single parent, and we have a big family. I have a bunch of kids, and so I wanted something bigger for us. Now, this is the thing. The house that I got is a modular, and I've always been thankful for that house because before that one, when I left the children's dad, I moved into a 2-bedroom, and with 4 children, a 2-bedroom was very difficult. I got injured on my job, and I lost that house. I sold my motorcycle and everything because I didn't know what to do. Still lost that house, couldn't pay rent. It just so happened that a deal came up with my aunt, and I had to move towns, so I had to move to Alexandria. And I'm going to say that there's many Alexandrias, so I'm sure y'all can't find me. But anyhow, I had to move there, and it was a new school, new area. It was about an hour from where I'm used to be. And, it was an adjustment, but the whole time, I knew, like, I could remember praying for help from God, and I remember falling to my knees. I just felt him, like, everything's going to be okay. Within maybe a week, I got a phone call of severance pay coming to me from my work injury, and it took 6 months to get that. And so that's how I was able to move. And so we've been at our current house for 6 years. Now, the point of me telling you this is it's very important that you are appreciative of what you already have. So when I'm asking for something more, I have to recognize that I know that was a gift from God. I remember the feeling before I even knew I was okay after I prayed that day. And so I still am thankful for our current house, and I still thank him for it. And it's not just because I'm getting ready to move either. I mean, many a times throughout the year I'm thankful, and I will tell him that in prayer. And so my point is that when this other house came available, a friend of mine was living in it, and it was a farmhouse. It's a 5-bedroom farmhouse, my dream home, my kids' dream home. When I separated from their dad, we'd lived in the country and had dirt bikes and things. And when we moved into a town, we got the cops called on us when we fired up the dirt bikes. So there's just things that limit your freedom, and my soul needs freedom. And so that's what I was wanting for me and my family. So my friend had this house, and she wasn't liking it. She complained about it often, and she told me she just didn't want to be there anymore. And so I had to talk with her, and I was like, look, because she was having boyfriend problems and things like that, and she felt like she couldn't make the house, she couldn't maintain her home unless her boyfriend was there helping her. And I had to put it out there because I felt like I knew this could be my house. I just felt like it. And I still wanted to put it out there to her. And I was like, look, and I tried to awaken her and tell her, you don't need nobody to, make that house yours. If you want that house, this is how you do it. And you own it. You visualize it. You're there. You stay there. That's your dream. You stay there. And ultimately, she just didn't want it. And she ended up, even before she moved, she would say, this is LaCrisha's house, so it is what it is. I don't really feel bad about it. She was not happy there, okay? So it wasn't like I manifested something and took it from somebody. And to make sure that that wasn't the case, I even tried to awaken her and push her into the right mindset, because I felt like I didn't want to overpower her or cause her problems. If you want something bad enough, even if it's somebody else's, if that person isn't at the right mindset, you can take it from them. And that's not holy, and that's not okay with me. And so I also prayed a lot, and I prayed for it, but I also added to that prayer and didn't try to manifest anything on my own, because I don't know what's best for me. You know what I'm saying? So I had to pray, and I asked Jesus, can I have this house, but only if it's your will. If it's your will for us to be there, please let it be. And if it doesn't happen, I understand, because there are things that I do not know. That house could be haunted, and then that would be horrible, wouldn't it? I mean, it was built in the 1800s, and I do see souls, and I travel a lot in astral travel, so that would be actual hell if I had to deal with that. And so you just never know what you don't see, and so you always want to ask for the will of God. So anyhow, I kept doing that, but I also visualized myself being there. It was mine. It wasn't a question. It was just, I knew it was mine. This place was manifested within, I would say, 3 months. 3 months of me just knowing it was my house. Me telling my kids, this is our house. Me telling God, thank you for this house. Me visualizing how it would feel to be at this house. And I'm not gonna even lie at all. Things has came up against me since this, and it's like I learned. There's a video that I was watching. This guy's really good, and you guys can look him up. I'm not affiliated with him in any way, but they call themselves Inspiring Habits, and he says in there, new level, new devil, and that's the truth, because I've had some things rise up against me since I started doing this transfer of moving, and it's been hard, but at the same time I recognize that it's just the devil trying to stop me getting closer to my dreams and my goal and my happiness. And he's not stopping me. I don't care who he goes through to try to stop me. He's not stopping me, and that's fine. So, you know, here we are. I moved into that house in less than 15 days. We've been working on it. I'm gonna eventually I'll put some clips in here of where I came from and what I've moved to and what I've done to get there. But right now I just want to talk about the manifesting. And let me pause this just for a second. All right, sorry about that. So to manifest what you want in life, you want to have a positive mindset in life daily. So I'm talking like you can't just want something and hope you get it. You have to know you got it. You know, you have to put your passions in front of anything and know that you're worthy of that. It doesn't matter. Do you know what? I don't make enough to get the house that I got, right? I don't. And so I still got it anyway. My rent raised to around $1,200 total after everything, $1,200 a month. And I didn't have that, but I didn't care. I'll figure that out. You know, God's got me. And so that's not something I've worried about. Matter of fact, I'm still not worried about it. Money has came. People in your life come through. God sends people. And what's crazy is that house needed so much work that it was almost unfit to live in. I mean, the heating was not working right. That's why my friend didn't want to live there. It needed a new, it didn't have ductwork. It needed a new wood burning stove. It needed wall heaters for propane heaters. You know, it needed cosmetic work. It just needed so much. It has drafty. You know, the work that we put in it was unbelievable. And I didn't have a clue who I was going to ask to help me. But you know, God sent people. And so as soon as I got the deal to where I was getting the house, this person that I've known my whole life, my dad's friend, he currently doesn't have a house to live in. He came from the Army or Navy and one of the Air Force. And he didn't have a home. He was staying in my uncle's abandoned house. And he used to build houses, you know, before all this. He became an alcoholic and stuff. And he's such a great person. And what had happened is that he was helping my uncle, because my uncle was elderly. And I also helped my uncle. So that's how we communicated. Well, my uncle went into the hospital unexpectedly for a month. And he happened to go in the hospital the same time that I signed on this house. And so I ended up not wanting to leave his name is Steve. I didn't want to leave him there at an abandoned house, basically, in the middle of the winter. And so since he couldn't stay with my uncle, since my uncle was in the hospital, my uncle lives in a low-income apartment. It's locked down, and people have to use keys to get in. So this person cannot live with my uncle or even try to stay there at his house without being kicked out. Do you understand? So this man had no place to go, and it just so happened that I hired him to do all the repairs to the house. And I barely paid him anything. Out of the kindness and love in his heart, you know, he just wanted something good for me. And it's hard to find people like that. And in exchange, he stayed there, and even getting to stay there wasn't worth anything that he has done. I mean, if I was to pay somebody, it would have costed me at least $3,000 to do what he did. And so God placed him there, and I'm totally, completely honored and blessed that he had helped me, and he still continues to help me as needed, you know. But he got to stay there a month, and just when things started, when we started to get ready to move in, my uncle got released. So he's with my uncle at the time, taking care of him. Also, my mom got forced to quit her job. Basically, her job closed on her. And while that seems awful, at the same time, she was forced to take her vacation at that time. So the very same time I signed, my mom was forced to take a vacation so she could get her paid days off before they closed the company down. So she helped me for a good week and a half, 2 weeks out there. She also bought a lot of stuff that we needed. And so she's like, well, you just pay me back at tax time type of thing. So even though the money wasn't there, you know, the people came. And people came that want to help. And that was God. And there is no doubt in my mind that, you know, it is God that sent us this house, and it is God that's blessing me right now. And it's important to know that you can't doubt Him. You can't question things. Don't ask why. Don't ask why why am I shouldn't say even why. Don't question like how. Like, don't worry about how you're going to do it. Just know you're doing it. See yourself there. Because, you know, God created the whole earth in 7 days. So, I mean, a seventh day was a day of rest, 6 days. And so don't think that he can't give you what you want overnight. All you have to do is ask for it. Is anybody asking? Because it's very important to lay down and pray at night and ask for what you want, and don't give up on that. And if you don't get it, don't be mad. It's because he's protecting you. Most likely you're going to get what you want. If it's worthy of, if it's a positive, healthy thing for you that you're asking for, then most likely you're going to get it. A lot of people say, why don't psychics or, you know, mediums or whatever win the lottery? Well, there's a man that's won the lottery like 17 times. It's because he's manifested it. That might not be in your will or my will or God's will. It's not really in my will to be rich by the lottery. I want to live, to learn, to experience, you know, work. I want to understand life. I don't care to have everything for free. I mean, this is a learning experience. However, once you've learned so much, then you're able to expand. Okay, so, you know, a lot of elderly people are at that point where they don't need any more learning or working, and now they're living. And it'd be different to ask then. But you got to understand that some people that are psychics don't ask to win the lottery because they know that that's for self-gain. And there's really no learning experience in being rich without working for it or learning your way to it. Okay, so like what I'm trying to tell you now is something like, if somebody handed me that house, then this video wouldn't be here right now. Okay, like I've had to really learn to get my mind right, to be around the right people, not let negative influence me. You know, even just negative energy in my path can really slide me up on things, make me feel like I'm not going to get something, or even if it has nothing to do with it. Let me tell you this. Since Steve's been helping me, somebody took a picture of my car and posted it all over social media because it was parked in a handicap. Okay? 2 days later at midnight, these cops from my town came in my house, 4 of them, came in my house where I live, and they said that they had a tip that Steve robbed a bank. How funny is that? Okay, like, we're bank robbers, alright. And it was funny, but it wasn't funny at the same time, because they really were investigating a bank robbery. And it was just a long story. But you know, I'm trying to move. I'm just trying to move, and me and Steve are minding our own business, not doing anything. But, you know, the devil comes up and does things. And the only reason why Steve was associated with my face is because I had posted on social media that I was moving and he was helping me. And I don't know, it's like Steve used to be from the town I live in now, and apparently he's bad news or whatever, or he was, so he got a name and they came out here. And so I'm trying to tell you that the devils came up against me, okay? And it's like, I have to step back and laugh. Like, you're not gonna win. My roommate, she don't want to move, and so that's another issue. We've been fighting for a month. And it doesn't matter. Like I told her, it doesn't matter. I don't care who tries to stop me. This is what's meant for me and my children, and I will go. And I don't need anybody's help. Although I would like, you know, her to go with me. She don't have to go. She's grown. She can work, live, do whatever she wants. I'm not going to try to ruin somebody, you know, because they don't have the same vision I do. I just don't want negativity around me. And I will work hard to keep that away from myself. And so I'm going to get off here with telling you that mind power is everything. Be thankful for what you have. Understand that thoughts, just think this, every thought creates your future. So if you really believe me, and I promise you I'm telling you the truth, you really have to watch your thoughts, because every thought is creating you. And it's everything that you see around you is a result of your own thoughts. And so you can change that. It just takes time and practice. It takes meditation. And for me, it took a year. It took a year, even knowing this information, it took a year to manifest this house. And that is not very long. I've been praying for this for 6 years. The only thing different I've done is change my mindset. So just know that no matter what comes against you, you're going to keep at it. Keep positive thought. Anytime somebody brings you negative drama, get rid of it. It's not serving you. Okay? That's the devil. and we're not going to do that. And so I'm going to come back on here soon and get into more detail about manifesting. But for now, I just want to let you know where I've been and what's going on. And I appreciate all you guys. Thank you.